Obviously, Joe Mazzulla on the Celtics hitting 60 wins and clinching the first overall seed. Does that mean anything to you, Gasper?
Yeah, no, I think it's a great accomplishment from the standpoint of, to this point, in the regular season, they've lived up to or even exceeded when you look at the point differential and the fact that they've set an NBA record by winning 16 games by 25 points or more. They've even exceeded expectations in terms of the regular season. And so, yeah, absolutely, they should feel good about that. But I like what Mazzulla said, and I like what Jaylen Brown said after this win over OKC, basically saying, hey, once we get back to the playoffs, it's back to square one, because they know that doesn't carry over at this point. You know, this is a team. It's a tough spot to be in. It does take a little bit of the fun out of it, and this is a really fun team to watch. But they're in a championship or bust situation, if you ask me. I think anything less than the championship, it's going to feel like they did not fulfill their full promise.
What are your reservations about Chris? About them, Chris, if you have any?
And is Mazzulla one of them?
Yeah, he is. He is, and it has to do with, is he going to be more focused on based on his history, which I know is not very long, but if you go back to last year and some of the chirping from the players about Robert Williams not being in the starting lineup, them losing their defensive identity, players didn't chirp about this, but there was the whole thing with the timeouts. I think it was to the Philadelphia series until he started banging the timeouts like a conventional coach. So my concern with Mazzulla is just his mentality and his competitiveness. Will it get the best of him and become stubbornness? And I would crystallize it as this. What's more important to him instinctually, being right or getting it right? Because those aren't the same thing, particularly in the playoffs where you have to make adjustments. Is it more important to you to prove that what you believe works and is right? Or is it more important to get it right on that particular night and make sure, even if it's something you don't want to do or wouldn't normally do, that you win the game?
Stubborn.
Yeah, it is. Again, and that's an old phrase too, right? Are you looking to be right or do right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Which one? And again, Chris, it's a good point because his ego gets in the way. Like this, and I'll just use Washburn here as but that little sort of tug of war he has with Washburn is all about, no, my style works. Shut the hell up, Gary. I mean, that's what it is. And if you get hung up on that, you could cost your team a championship.